Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this week's Friday Fire. Thank you so much for being here. I am Sam, the small business surgeon, and for those of you just finding the show, we are a podcast that does interviews every Monday from around the world of business. We've got entrepreneurs sharing the lessons behind their successes and behind their failures. And then on Fridays, I bring you Friday Fires, which are generally lessons of my own from the week, things that I have covered when dealing with clients or dealing with projects that I'm working on, and I like to do them every week. I like to just pop them up and say, here's what's going on and here's what we did to get around that or to fix that situation, or here's a little mindset hack. I really love being a part of the entrepreneur community and putting Friday Fires out. So excuse me, you'll notice the last couple of weeks we have reached into the archives and put up some of the classic Friday Fires. That's been to give me a little time off from recording podcast content so I could focus on other content and get this huge baby birth that I have been trying to push out here and give to the world. So it is a little bit of a different Friday Fire today. So we're going to go back in time, if you'll stay with me, to when I started the small business surgeon, to when the idea came about, and it evolved from nothing into this. I started out as the small business surgeon in a very untypical way. I didn't sit down and intentionally invent a character to play. My companies were doing quite well. I was selling real estate, and I had a media company, the Texas Media Foundry, that we had started specifically because I was selling so much real estate and shooting so many real estate videos. It made sense to bring people in-house and shoot media, and then we had leftover resources, so it made sense to shoot media for other companies. It was a very logical evolution to having a real estate company to a media company. And then the media started getting more and more technical, more and more expensive, bigger and bigger jobs, and I kind of stopped focusing on real estate. Thought, well, let me focus on media. But I started as the small business surgeon back in the day. I went to a networking event for entrepreneurs, and I heard a speaker talk about how you can build prospects and build relationships by starting a group, and a group that's not necessarily related to your business. And at the time I was trying to sell real estate, and I just thought, well, I like talking about small business. I've had a few of them. I've done pretty good for myself. I like talking about that. And I started this business owners group. And before I knew what was going on, there was, a couple of hundred members. I think we had 600 members within the first 30 days, which was just shocking to me. And so what I started doing as a real estate agent was posting in the group and adding value. And the intent was to farm the group and sell real estate, residential and commercial, to small business owners, to people that I figured I could do a job for and service in the real estate department. But as I started to sit down with people, invite them to coffee and be a part of this group, as I started to do that, more and more people just were asking me questions. And it was all questions that, I knew the answer to. And so there was this holy shit moment, people actually need help. And that's kind of where the small business surgeon came about. I had not thought for 1 minute to become a consultant. I'm very happy making videos. I was very happy selling houses. And it hadn't crossed my mind for a minute, but when I put the group together, that's when I first became aware of the need for somebody to guide entrepreneurs and somebody to speak to them in a language that they could understand and listen to their problems with an ear that was empathetic because of experience. Not some counselor that went and took a degree and wants to talk about your feelings, like somebody that actually understood why you were feeling the way you were feeling because of the life that they'd lived through the businesses that they'd run. And until you've been on the sharp end of the stick, you can read all you want about this shit in textbooks, right? But until you've been there on the sharp end of the stick, built a business, sold a business, lost a business, whatever it is, until you've been through those things, it's very difficult to relate to other business owners when you're just getting your knowledge from textbooks. And so there really was this thing that went off in my mind. Oh, holy crap, people need help here. And so I joined a mastermind. It was Zach Babcock's mastermind. He is a podcast teacher. And I joined this mastermind, and I spent 3 days sitting around a table in Florida with 8 other business owners. There was 9 of us there. And the idea was we workshopped each other's businesses, we stress tested and found each other's weak points, and then we helped each other solve those problems and put together and package a brand for a podcast. And that is where we came up with the idea for the Small Business Surgeon. But the shocking thing about that was I was able to sit at that table with all these entrepreneurs who I viewed, right, in my mind as more successful than me and further along than me, and really that people I thought would look down on me. And I was able to provide insight and help to every single business owner sitting at that table. And it wasn't until then that I started to realize, I'm like, hey, there might be something to this. And one of the guys there at the class was a guy that I had come to know and to respect and look up to immensely. He was a best-selling author, multi-state entrepreneur. He'd done a bunch of stuff. Name is Thomas Keenan, and he's the author of the book Unfuck Your Business. I've got a copy of it on my shelf up there. I just can't reach it right now. And so he said to me, he took me to one side and he said, "You're a coach, sir." And I thought, well, wow. No, I'm not. I sell real estate and I sell media, and at the time I was remodeling a house, and we were filming a social media show for it, a program. We did 11 episodes there on Facebook called Alex and Sam Flip a House, and I wasn't thinking about consulting even, and especially not coaching. And so I didn't see it. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that there was anything I could give to people that they wouldn't already know. Why are my skill sets special? But everyone around me saw it. Everyone else saw it. They all saw me as a resource that they could use. And so I spent the next couple of years podcasting and having fun with it. And I noticed through the evolution of my business, I wasn't just providing media for companies. I was helping them fill in the holes. Because if you just provide a wonderful video for some people, and it doesn't move their needle, it doesn't increase their bottom line, it doesn't generate more sales, it doesn't provide any revenue, then what good is it to them? They spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on this amazing polished product and nobody sees it. And that's when I started to teach the infrastructure and systems behind businesses, and work more and more as a consultant. And, I built my first e-com business in 2008. So I have a ton of experience in websites, in traffic, in CRMs, in automations. And, none of these business owners, none of these small business guys had that. And so I moved more into consulting and more into helping people, because if I can help you generate profits, you'll keep buying stuff from me. You'll keep coming back to me. You'll keep paying for my time. You'll keep paying for my advice. And so that became like a real thing, but I didn't know what was going on. It wasn't with any intent, and I didn't find my place in the world as a consultant until last year. And the catalyst for that was me going on a television show called The Blocks, which is spelled BLOX. And it is like a cross between The Apprentice and between Shark Tank. And what they do is they take entrepreneurs from all walks of life. They lock them in a hotel for 5-6 days. I forget how long it was now. And you have to compete against each other to prove who the best entrepreneur on the blocks is. And I just thought, well, it wasn't something I was really up for or interested in. This was all my partner, Nina. She pushed me towards that. She's like, I see it in you. You need to go and be around these people, and you need to be on television doing the things you do. I thought, so all right. So you're shutting this hotel with these guys, right? And you're competing against them. And I'm the small business surgeon. So the amount of pressure on me to perform and on me to do well on the television show, it was unbelievable. It was unbearable. And yet we're all in this big group, right? I think there was about 50,000 applied to be on our season. 80 got picked, 77 showed up. So it's me versus 76 other entrepreneurs. And breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like, we're captive in this hotel, right? We can't go anywhere. It's like it's big. It's like a big hotel, casino. Everything's provided for us. It's great. But breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we're all in the same room. And so what started to happen during the course of the show, people would fill up my table. Wherever I was, wherever I sat, people would come sit next to me. I was, hey, man, can I just pick your brain? Can I just get a minute of your time? And I'm there trying to eat. And not only was I trying to eat, we're filming from the minute we go downstairs in the morning to like the minute we go to bed at night. And it was a true reality television show. There was no actual takes. It was just cameras on 100% of the time. Even at breakfast, there's cameras just panning around the room and all that stuff. And it was really real what they filmed. And so you're juggling all of that with still having to run my company. And I was in school as well doing that postgrad in artificial intelligence last year. And so, it's such a relief to have graduated that, let me tell you. But for my time in the blocks, I'm having to do schoolwork, I'm having to run my companies, and I'm having to compete on this fucking television show against 76 other entrepreneurs. Now, I can't say how I did. I'm not allowed to yet because it hasn't aired and there needs to be a sense of suspense and everything else. But I can tell you we got a full story arc. We're one of the main characters of the season, and I got on the stage quite a lot. That's all I can say. It was a wonderful experience, but it was one of the things that flicked a switch in me because it slowly started to dawn on me that I'm standing in a room full of my peers from all around the country that competed to get in the room against all of their peers from all around the country. So this is like the competition level. This is top of the top. I'm standing in that room and people are asking me for help. Even a couple of the judges on the show took me to one side and asked my opinion on what to do in their company. And hey, would you take a look at my front end, at my lead structure? I don't know that I'm doing this quite right. And it was surreal that all these people were asking me this stuff. And it suddenly dawned on me that I am valuable, definitely valuable to everybody here, to everybody in this entire section of entrepreneurs. And that's really when the change started to happen in me, because as I built the Small Business Surgeon to become a consultant and to become a podcaster and to put out great content, I never once thought about anything past my mission, which was and still is, it's to be a world-class business consultant helping a select niche of clients build, launch, scale, and sell their projects and acquisitions. That is my mission. That's what the Small Business Surgeon brand's about, because when I can do that with investors and with clients, and I can get paid and I can pick up equity in deals and I can get paid for results on the back end, that's what I want. Life's great. But I never once thought past, how do I impact entrepreneurs? How do I help the people in the business owners networking group that I operate? That's got almost nearly 3,000 business owners in there now, because I'm not trying to sell them real estate. I will if they want some, but that's not the goal. The goal is, how can I help these 3,000 people grow their companies? How can I help all of the people in the room at the blocks? How can I give them a little piece of my brain? How can I give them my insights? How can I impact all these entrepreneurs? And it suddenly changed my mission. And my mission became twofold. My mission now not only is to help a select niche of clients build, launch, scale, and sell their projects or acquisitions, but it is also to use my podcast, my platform, the Small Business Surgeon, and my Facebook group, The Clinic, to teach entrepreneurs the systems and processes behind living their dream lives through their companies. Because isn't that why we all started companies in the first place? To be independent and to be self-sufficient, and to not have to listen to anybody except ourselves, and to follow our own dreams. And yet so many of us are struggling. There's so many people out there that start companies that go under. 90% of all entrepreneurs are out of business and within 5 years, whether they pivot to a new business or whether they quit altogether and go get a job. And some days it's tempting. I left a career in law, in oil and gas law, to be on the internet and to be an entrepreneur and to run my own companies. And now if I went back to that same career, I'd have a $200,000 a year paycheck and it'd be fairly secure. And you can't tell me that's not tempting. Well, it's not. Not now. Not now. $200,000 a year doesn't set me on fire. It doesn't motivate me. That's not what I'm here for. I know now my mission is impact. It's completely changed me, right? When other people that I work with, when other people that I coach, the reluctant coach, when other people text me because they've been watching the show and they've been watching social media and they've lost 15 pounds in the last 6 weeks because they've been working out every day, because they see me going for a walk every day. When they tell me that, hey man, 22 years drinking, I'm 10 days sober thanks to you and thanks to watching you. Because, a lot of you that listen know my sobriety story. I've been sober nearly 7 years now, but I've drunk enough alcohol to sink 3 battleships, never mind just one. And then you get texts from people that are finding joy in their work for the first time in years, what they would have perceived as a chore. Now they can look out and see the people they're serving, and they feel the smiles and they feel the joy coming from those people. All because we've shifted their mindset. And we teach people to rekindle relationships that maybe they lost owing to the fact that somebody was too proud to make an apology. And we let them let go of their past anger. And when people text me and they say they've had a record month in business, I mean, do you know how fucking amazing that feels? That feels more amazing than any regular job in the world. And that's what I want to do in my life. I love it. So yeah, I'm still going to help a select niche of clients build, launch, scale, and sell their projects and acquisitions, because I love that too. But I'm really, really starting to focus on how can I impact the community around me, and how can I impact the entrepreneurs that listen to my voice every single week, that are hoping for help, and that need just a little bit of something. Because I tried coaching before, like 3 years ago, when I felt pushed to do it, and I never sold coaching. People came to me and asked if I could help, and I said, yeah, all right. So you never know what to price it at. And I didn't like coaching, but in looking back and seeing where I failed at coaching, I've been able to become a much, much, much better coach. And that's kind of how it works. So here's a couple of the mistakes I made so you can understand how I fixed them. First off, there's no end date to coaching. Most coaches and most programs want you for life. They want you to stay. But when there's no end date and you can't see a finish line, how do you put everything into working towards a goal? Because you know that, well, I'm just going to have to get up tomorrow and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And so what I've done is I set end dates. Like, everything that comes through me now is a 90-day program. Sure, I'd love you to stick around afterwards. Sure, I would. Yeah, I mean, that's nice. You stay in the community. You can stay on as long as you want. But it's geared to where you use me and my tools and my skill sets for 90 days, and you're good enough to go out into the world and you don't need to come back. Yes, I would love you to stay. I would. I'd love you to take 2, 3, 4 different courses. I'd love you to go from the beginning through the Business 101, through the Business 202, and into Ecom Mastery, all courses that I'm working on writing. But you don't have to. I gear everything towards 90 days because, telling people what to do and saying, you got to do this and you got to do that, you got to do it every day, and there's no end in sight for these people. And I found we get much, much better results when we break it down into step-by-step processes and set a 90-day timeline for having everything achieved. And then people will actually do the work, because telling people what to do is a whole lot different from showing them what to do. And I wasn't showing anybody what to do when I was coaching in the past. I would just come on in and be like, right, you need to do this, this, and this, crack on. But they weren't seeing me do it. Not that I wasn't doing it, I just wasn't documenting it. I wasn't posting it. I would go to the gym, but nobody would see me go to the gym. I would read my daily affirmations, but nobody would see me read my daily affirmations. And so when I led by example, everything started to change again. And I think the third mistake that I made was I had no real curriculum. I'd never sat down and said, what are the things that I want to teach? What are the most impactful things that have helped me as an entrepreneur? And what are the things I want to get down in front of other people and allow them to learn and impact and change their life? So I'd never built an actual curriculum. I was just helping each client individually, one-on-one, with whatever was messing up their business. And what happened was that left us with no good foundations. I tried to fix the business without fixing the person, and you can't do that. So when I reviewed the data from my previous attempts at coaching, I figured out that most people, especially you guys, especially the entrepreneurs, most people, they are prepared to do the work if they know what to do, if they can see a finish line, and if they have somebody leading them, consistently doing the things that they're being asked to do. Because if they see me do it, just little old Sam, they can see themselves do it. And that's what's been the real key to my coaching exploding, and it taking up just as much of my time now as the consulting. Leading by example. If they can see me do it, they can see themselves do it, and so they do. When they can see the finish line is only 90 days away, you mean I've only got to do these list of things for 90 days? I can do that. It makes everything achievable. So not only building and fixing businesses, but more importantly, I'm fixing and building the people that run the businesses, right? So all they've got to do now is come into the clinic for the next 90 days and sign up for that particular course, which is called The Next 90 Days, but I subtitled it Sort Your Fucking Life Out. And for those of you that know my story, Sort Your Fucking Life Out is my sobriety trigger. It's what I call the moment. For those of you that haven't heard my story, very briefly, I drank a lot. And I did all the things that poor people do when they get rich and they think this is what rich people do. And since I've discovered what rich people do, it's far different than what poor people think. But because of the way I was raised, I thought that when you get money, you go drink more, you party more, you hang out more, you travel more. And I never once thought about what does a wealthy man do with his money. And it was all gone before I knew it. And so I had a almost 8-figure supplement brand that collapsed in 2017 because of the amount of alcohol I was drinking. And it cost me pretty much everything. And we were back home visiting England for my sister's wedding. And I'd been drunk the entire 2 weeks, an entire shit show of life collapsing around me. And right as we were about to leave and head back to the airport, it was about 5:15 in the morning, my 63-year-old mother, she stood on her tiptoes as she hugged me goodbye, and she whispered in my ear, "Sort your fucking life out." And my mum had never really swore at me before, you know, and so to be 37 and being told that by your mum, who's really the one person you don't want to disappoint, sort your fucking life out, became my sobriety trigger. And that was when I said, you know, after I got over being angry with mum for calling me out, I was sitting on the aeroplane, I'd ordered a double Jack and Coke, and before it came, I cancelled it. And I said, you know what, I'm just not going to have a drink today. And when I got home, I woke up and I wasn't hungover the next day, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that again. I'm not going to have a drink today. I am going to sort my fucking life out. And so it began. And, you know, we're almost up to 7 years of sobriety now. And so the intent of the clinic is to help entrepreneurs live their dream lives through their businesses. And yet there's so much more to it than that, because most people that I work with cut back or eliminate alcohol. They cut back or eliminate junk food, shit out of their diet. They add in exercise and start to take care of themselves, because fundamentally, if you're eating good things and you're drinking good things and you're exercising every day, it sets you up to succeed in business, because you're not waking up hungover, you're not fat and depressed. You look in the mirror and you gain confidence at seeing the person you're becoming and the person you're growing into. And when your clothes fit well, and when your hair looks good, and when your face slims down, and you start to see this character that you've invented as the ideal version of yourself, when those things start to happen, business gets so much easier. You walk into a room with confidence. People look at you with respect. They treat you differently when you are in shape, when your clothes fit well, and when you've got that stride about you and that confidence about you. And so what the clinic does is far more than focusing you on business. In fact, the next 90 days focuses very little on business, and it focuses far, far more on the individual, and it will strip you back to your basics. And then we work with you to establish what your ideal world looks like. Most of us never take the time to design a life past paying bills. We don't ever look at what the ideal version of life could be. We don't look at our ideal business. We're just trying to pay bills. We don't look at relationships. We're just trying to survive. So what we do is we build that picture in your mind, and then we commit it from your mind to paper, which is the first step of turning it into something real. And we break that down into a plan with daily steps, support, motivation by the group, everybody pulling together to help you get through the next 90 days and execute those daily steps every day. Because the key to success and the key to victory isn't like some massive flash in the pan. Nobody gets rich overnight except for lottery winners. Everybody else has to work for it, and the key in working for it is having a defined plan with defined goals and daily step-by-step actions laid out in a calendar that you manage and that you can follow. And you might not do the same things every day. You might work out 3 times a week, but it goes on the calendar so we can find it and we can commit to it. You might not be in a relationship. You might be in a great relationship, but either way, you would commit once, twice a week to making the relationships you are in and the people you're around better people, and spending time with them. And so we put that on the calendar, and every little thing you want in life we break down and we put it somewhere on that calendar. So over the next 90 days, by the time we've pulled everything out of you and got the top 3 or 4 priorities, in 90 days you will have achieved every single one of those priorities and be ready to stack up the next 90 days and say, right, what's next on that list? So we break you down, we put everything in daily steps, we support you and motivate you, because impact is now my mission. Impacting entrepreneurs and helping them to achieve their goals through their businesses. And you say, why? Why is that? Well, do you know what? I'm going to be a lot better than all right. I have been completely blessed in being a consultant. I've got multiple projects going in multiple companies that are all paying out significant percentages of what we're able to make and what we're able to produce, which is what I set out to do in the first place. And so now I feel like it's my mission to give back. I really, and as off the wall as it sounds, I feel called by God to do something bigger than me, and to do something bigger than just flipping a few businesses, because I'd planned to flip 15 or 20 of them, retain equity, retain royalties, and put money in real estate and go to the beach. That was my plan. And I feel as though God has said, hold on a minute, Samuel Smith, we've got a different plan for you up here, and if you'd care to accept it, we'll give you anything you want in life in exchange for taking your time and crafting the next generation of entrepreneurs and helping them. And I said, all right, let's make it impactful then. And so not only did I put out a paid product that you can buy and a paid private group that you can join, I've put out a free group as well, the Surgeon's Lounge. You can join that whenever you want. Everything I put out on the podcast is stuff that I teach. If you want to learn what I do and you don't want to pay for it, that's fine. Join the free group. Go back and listen to every single podcast episode, every single Friday Fire. Take your time, make notes, and execute. Everything I teach is already published. I give it away for free. What the clinic and the next 90 days is for is to take you and pull you through it and to condense the learning curve and the amount of time it's going to take you to get it. If you want my lessons for free, I assure you, go back and listen to every podcast in this every episode of this podcast, and you'll get everything I teach. It's all in there. I don't want to charge for this, but to work in the group and to get every single video laid out step by step, and to get the worksheets and to get the accountability, yeah, you got to pay a little bit for that. And no, it's not a lot. I want to make this as impactful as possible. So at a bare minimum, go join the Surgeon's Lounge, hang out with us in there and listen to the podcasts, and you'll learn the things you need to know. You don't have to pay me. I would very much love for you to pay me though, and that is kind of the point. I also host local groups and local meetups where I'll talk for free and teach for free and impact entrepreneurs for free, because that to me is the most fun, seeing the joy, seeing it light up in people's faces. So the mission is to impact entrepreneurs in a positive way, in a way better than the Chamber of Commerce or BNI or any other networking group you've been a part of could. Because every other networking group is a for-profit enterprise, and I am a for-impact enterprise. And as long as I put impact at the front, the profits will come. So we're not worried about money. We're worried about value exchange. The more value I give to you, the more you're going to pay for it. And you'll be very happy to do so, because I will always give you more value than I charge for. And that's how I do business. So the mission is to impact as many entrepreneurs as possible. It costs $997 to join for 90 days. And then after that, it's just $97 a month if you say. And you can do as many 90-day evolutions inside of the clinic as you want. I don't care. Stay for life. But it's designed to run through 90 days and to push you out into the world as an altogether better human, as the best version of yourself that has existed to this point so far in your life. There's always room for improvement afterwards. But 90 days, in and out, sort your fucking life out. For $1,000? Are you kidding me? That's the whole point. Make it affordable, make it impactful. Everybody can join in, and everybody can do the work. And yeah, if you want to go deeper than that, and if you want to get me one-on-one for 90 days, I do have that available too. I've got 4 spots available. I said I'd do 5. I sold 1 before I even published the damn thing. And so I got 4 available. And it's not inexpensive, but you do get one-on-one for 90 days. And I guarantee that when you come out of it, you'll be the best version of yourself that ever existed. And maybe I'll throw up a few more testimonials, but if you go to the testimonials page and watch the 5 or 6 videos of clients that we've already worked with on this specific program, you'll see some major improvements and some great feedback. Now, you know, people are a little bit mad at me for selling this so cheap, to be honest. Other coaches, other consultants that I've shown this program to, saying it should be at least $5,000, at least. And, you know, maybe it will be one day. My overriding goal is to have an impact, and my overriding mission is to help as many of you guys as possible. So it's priced very, very inexpensively in order to get you guys to take action. One of the things that will cause the price to go up is if it's too cheap, you won't take action at all. I don't know how many people buy a course, look at it twice, and then never touch it again. And so there has to be enough skin in the game for the people doing the course to take action. But for now, I'm very happy with where it's priced. And if you don't have $1,000, that's okay too. I have a trial, and then I have 3 payments of $397 to make it an affordable $1,200. And so there's ways for everybody here, because I'm really trying to teach the things I do that have led me to live in pretty much my dream life. I mean, every day it gets better. Every day I find new clients, I find more money, and I find more interesting and exciting stuff to do. And I just want to share that. I lead by example, and I want to help you sort your fucking life out. For real. So if you go to FollowSam.Live, which is my Linktree page, it's just links to everything I do. The very top link there in red is join the clinic. And that will take you to the landing page for the clinic. It'll tell you all about the program, and it'll give you the option to apply. But like, really guys, if you're not ready to commit to that, just scroll down a little bit further on the page and find the link to join the Surgeons Lounge, because my goal is to impact entrepreneurs. And so I want to give as much value in there as possible for free, without you buying anything, so that you'll see that I'm for real. And other people that complete the program post their results in there, and you see they're real too. There's so much bullshit on the internet. There's so many fake gurus taking your money, giving you bullshit fucking courses and leaving you hanging to dry. And I refuse to be that. I want to work against those guys, and I want to be a beacon for all of you, so that you can all learn the secret of life. You can all learn how to manifest and build the businesses that you want and that you're capable of building. That is my goal, and that is my mission. And I hope as many of you as possible go to FollowSam.Live and take the initiative and join us in the clinic, where we can get you through the next 90 days and we can help you sort your fucking life out. Whatever it is you're struggling with, I guarantee we can get to the bottom of it and help you put it all back together and build something that's even more incredible than what you have now. Now, I do want to mention an affiliate program here. So it costs me in Facebook advertising anywhere from $200 to $250 to secure a new client for this program. And I would much rather take that money and put it out into the world, put it out into the hands of you guys, my audience, my friends, the people that have supported me in the past, the people whose podcasts I appear on. I would much rather y'all get paid than me pay Facebook for traffic. So there is a link on FollowSam.Live. If you go to the link that says become an affiliate, we will give you your own unique link to the course, the clinic, and then you can share that with any of your friends that you think this will help, or anybody you think it will impact, and you will receive a 20% commission on all sales that you bring in. And then you'll also receive 10% of lifetime membership fees if those guys stick around and subscribe, so you get a little bit of money every month. This also will help make the clinic more affordable to you, because if you introduce 4 or 5 of your friends to it, the entire program is paid for in referral fees. So for those of you just on the fence and thinking about it, if you scroll down on FollowSam.Live and click become an affiliate, that could be a very, very easy way for you to pay for the program. All right, that's it. That's going to do it from me for today, guys. I have put my heart and my soul and every last little piece of me that I could muster into this program. It has been an incredibly difficult program to nail down and to write and to rewrite and to make sure that I've got everything in there that can help you guys as much as possible build a really solid foundation for this journey that you're going on. And the first course is called The Next 90 Days. It's $997, and I guarantee it will help you sort your fucking life out, starting immediately and moving forward. So guys, if you love the show, if you love what we do, and if you want to improve your life over the next 90 days, go to FollowSam.Live, click join the clinic, and I'll see you on the inside. That's going to do it from me for today, guys. You'll be good, stay safe, have a great weekend. And I'm looking forward to working with as many of you as possible and changing your lives for the better. I'll see you Monday. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the show for today. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed the conversation that we've had and you want to learn a little bit more about the systems and processes involved in running businesses online, join our Facebook group over at FollowSam.Live. All right, that's it from me for today. You'll be good, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.